So I've been thinking about AI, and speaking of thinking, the one thing that occurred to me is how often lately I've been defaulting to asking AI about what I should do. I think that's exactly what the companies behind AI want us to do. But if you take it a little further and you fast forward into the future, the implications of this are pretty staggering. What it means is that we're going to get so used to asking AI what we should do, what's the best choice here. Write me a script, write me the email. I've been doing this. Of course, I oversee everything that AI outputs, but it does a very good job at putting words and sentences together if you give it great context. But this morning, for instance, I was thinking about a business issue, and the default was, why don't I type my question to Claude? And I was just like, wait, why don't you just think about it right now? You think about it. You have a brain, right? You have reason. You understand the context. You are the captain of this ship. Here's what I thought about. I remember back in the day when I was still working in the corporate world, learning the ropes. I used to walk into my manager's office and I used to ask him a bunch of questions about what we should be doing. And his answer, 99% of the time, would be, what do you think? So the first time I went, what do you think? The second time, what do you think? The third time, what do you think? By the fourth, the fifth time, I started to get the picture. I'm like, what's the point of going to this guy if he's going to ask me what I think? What kind of a boss is this? Seriously. But now that I look back, and it's been 20 years since I quit the corporate world, I have to give it to him. That was probably the greatest lesson I ever learned. And kudos to you, Mark. And kudos to you, Arthur. And kudos to all of my bosses who wouldn't give me the easy answers when I asked, but instead they said, what do you think? Because actually, they gave me the greatest gift. The gift of figuring out things on my own. The gift of thinking critically. The gift of sovereignty, really. That's ultimately where it goes. Resourcefulness, independence. Those are the things that actually give you freedom. So even though asking AI what it thinks and it actually giving you great answers seems like it's setting you up to be free, I'm afraid that it's the exact opposite. I'm afraid that the more we rely on AI to do our thinking for us, and it's going to get better and better at it, so therefore we will have all the reasons in the world to say, why would I do this if AI can do this? But the more that we do that, the less we begin to notice how our freedom to think for ourselves is being eliminated. And this process is going to be slow and then sudden. I don't think a lot of people are going to realize exactly when in their life they basically turned into the servant of AI. Because I watch myself nowadays, and I think AI is a great tool, and people say this all the time, like, well, it's just a tool. just like any other tool. It's neither bad or good. And I agree with that to a certain extent. Except the problem with this tool is that it's one of the first tools in history that is actually, how do I say this, actively participating in communication, language, thought creation. And it's the first tool in history, I think, that is capable of getting to know your context really well and then communicating with you as if it was alive and aware and your best friend with your best intentions in mind. It really seems that way. And I think that the programmers who are behind these best AI models are certainly trying to keep you, just like Facebook is, just like Google is, just like TikTok is, just like Instagram is. They're trying to keep you at the terminal, staring into this thing right here. I mean, it's good for business, right? They might say things like, oh, we are concerned about humanity, we're concerned about your health. But you know how it is in life. You go to work with the best intentions, but at the end of the day, it's all about the shareholder value. It's all about the end of quarter financial report. It's all about feeding my family. So we got to post those numbers. And if eyeballs aren't looking at the screen using our software, then things are not good. We need more eyeballs. We need more attention. So that's where the issue is. Ultimately, it's about our freedom. It's about not losing ourselves to our tools which are just going to become more and more genius every single week. Just watch. You see all the YouTubers getting excited. Well, now I don't have to do anything. I literally run my multi-million-dollar business with 7 AI bots. The question is, are you sure you are running the business? Or are you managing an ever more complex setup, software, automation, bots? All the while they are learning from you and they can perfect themselves much better while you're trying to figure out if step 76 in your automation, which allows you never to talk to another human again, has fired correctly today. Because believe me, there are problems. Of course, the YouTube thumbnail will tell you, I just press go and it just takes care of my life. And it earns me millions of dollars. Really? I'm sure there are people like that out there. But if that was the case, wouldn't everybody be doing it? And then it becomes a commodity because it's flowing out of the tap like water. And then we don't find it valuable anymore because everybody's doing it. So I think, brothers and sisters, to conclude today's sermon, we need to get back to the real. We need to get back to being friends with reality. We need to remind ourselves that we've been given a miraculous gift. Miraculous. Still, if you allow yourself to just realize and become aware again of something that you already know but maybe forgot, you have a brain, an incredible brain able to process a lot of things. This brain already has a history. It has memories. It has been through a bunch of stuff. There is not another brain like yours. You have a heart, which is the even more intelligent brain. The heart also has its truths, and often these truths win out over intellectual truths. You have these things already. You have fingers, you have hands, you have eyes, you have ears, you have legs. We're sitting here. I'm talking to you. You're listening to me. Maybe you're resonating. Maybe you're not. This is real. This is not artificial. And yet, we're so excited about the artificial. Doesn't it seem crazy to you? We're more excited about the artificial and the virtual than we are about the real. I mean, where the real wonder is, the real astonishment, is just to allow yourself to feel the astonishing reality of being alive right now. Without this, without your phone, without anything, just look around. You are here on a planet with almost impossible odds of things lining up so that life could appear on this planet. You are sticking to the ground because of gravitational laws while we hurtle through space around the sun spinning. Next to that ball of fire, there's so much in reality already in your life, in just everyday facts of existence that are enough to astonish you if you are still alive. But if you're anything like me, you might be noticing that life is slowly being sucked out of us. That things are becoming less exciting, even the things that should excite us. That energy is draining from us, that we hardly know where we're going, and it's getting harder and harder to get there. Why is that? We've had it better than ever. In the history of civilization, it's been better than ever. So what's the issue? Let me sum it up. I've been listening to a bunch of folks recently. I won't tell you who they are because I need to vet them. I don't want to share with you people who will lead you astray. But I've been looking into the research. It's been checking out. These devices right here, and the fact that we're staring at them all day, without going into the science, is really the reason why life is being sucked out of us. I'm just keeping it real simple, as if I was talking to my kid, okay? Dopamine is being drained out of you. And instead of realizing that going into the forest and running around the forest, or going outside into the sun with a book and sitting under a tree is the thing that will bring back aliveness, we are being conditioned and programmed to believe that the way to get back our aliveness is just to return to this thing, which makes us feel oh so good in the moment when our brain is being tickled by the algorithm, which knows exactly what we want to see at any given moment, and it knows better than us how it needs to calibrate the content for tomorrow, for instance. So what I'm trying to say is, please, and this is what I teach the people that I mentor, practice the 10-10. What is the 10-10? Spend 10 minutes in the morning with your tea and your journal, just having a conversation with yourself. And perhaps if you believe in the Almighty, tune into something beyond yourself. Understand that there is an intelligence that has made your life possible on this earth. And it definitely has plans for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be born. Believe or not believe, I don't care. But that's what brings aliveness into my life. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at noon. Check back with yourself. Now the world has had a chance to steal your attention. The morning emails, the morning feeds, the demands of the workplace. Noon is a time to return to yourself and ask, did I attend to the thing that I intended in the morning? And so, by the way, when you sit down for the first 10 minutes in the morning, it's good to have an intention for the day, your intention, not the world's intention, your intention. And then in the evening, have another 10 minutes with yourself and ask, how did my day go? What was my intention today? What distracted me? Where did my one and only precious life go today? Because what is life? Life is attention. And the problem is we're paying attention to the wrong things. The things that seem good, but they are actually sapping and sucking the life out of us. I think this is the easiest step to returning to yourself, to reality, and to aliveness. The 10. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at noon, 10 minutes in the evening, with your tea, with your paper journal. And questions about who are you? Where are you going? Those are the real important questions. I'm going to leave you with an amazing quote, speaking of questions, that I heard recently. And the quote was this: given that we have technology and AI and all the answers of the world at our fingertips, the real valuable thing now is the question. I'm Tommy Z. I'll see you in the next video.